everyone, this is Corey from Radical Health, and in this video I'm going to talk all about gas and bloating. Why does it get worse as we age? But first, I'm horrible at posting videos, you guys, I know, so sorry to my subscribers. I'm much better at Instagram and Facebook. You can find me there. Alright, gas and bloating. I'm going to take you from head to anus through the digestive system and talk about what might be going on and some natural remedies to help. And again, this is a real general overview. I mean, I could do a whole video just on each part of the digestive system and the different things you can do is to give you some general tips. You could try these at home and see if it helps. But of course, if you have any serious symptoms like that gas and bloating is getting worse and worse, or there's blood in your stool, or you have a lot of cramping, get yourself to a doctor and get it properly checked out. All right, so let's start with our head, and we're literally going to start with our brain because we need to think about what we're eating. And a lot of the times it's specific foods that is causing the gas and bloating. So the first thing you need to do is track what you're eating, unless you already know. And then the second thing you need to do is look at when you have symptoms, what they are. And the third thing you need to do if you do have an issue from a specific food is to take it out of your diet. And I know it sucks. It sucks to take out cheese. It sucks to take out bread. But think of it as just temporary. Once we fix your digestive system, you'll be able to reintroduce those foods and eat them once again. All right, so that's step one, not necessarily something to do with aging, but an important step. Number two, also doesn't necessarily change as you age, but step two, the mouth, is all about chewing your food. I know it's so simple, but we don't chew our food enough in North America, and chewing is so important because it sets the stage for the entire digestive process. So when we chew, we mechanically break down the food, but we also chemically break it down. We release saliva. That saliva contains enzymes that starts breaking things down. And we want our food to be broken down fully by the time it reaches our small and large intestines, because what happens when it isn't broken down is that it ends up not being absorbed and it ferments there and it produces gas, which gives us farts and bloating, right? So we really want to break things down right from the beginning. So everyone, including myself, needs to chew their food more and break things down. What chewing also does, it also sends signal to the stomach to start producing more stomach acid, and to the gallbladder and everything else to start producing those enzymes. So chewing your food is so important. It also signals certain hormones to let yourself know that you are full and to stop eating. So chewing is actually really important for weight loss as well. All right, we chewed our food and we've swallowed it, and now it's going down to our stomach. And our stomach also mechanically will churn the food and break it down, but it breaks it down chemically with hydrochloric acid or stomach acid. And as we age, this is something that definitely decreases over time. So there's a couple things you can do to naturally increase your stomach acid, which is you can, chew your food more. And then about 15 minutes before you eat, you could try a little bit of lemon juice and water or apple cider vinegar and water. That will help. Bitter herbs also increase your stomach acid. Or you could just try chewing on some ginger. Now, if those things don't seem to help and you suspect you definitely have a stomach acid issue, you can go to the health food store and get a supplement called betaine hydrochloric acid. I really don't recommend using the supplements unless you absolutely need to or it's making a huge difference. And even if you do, you want to try to wean yourself off of those slowly. You don't want the body to be dependent on supplements. Adding foods and herbs and things is much more gentle and trains the body to do these things itself. All right, so we've broken down the food in our stomach, and now it gets shot out into our small intestine. And in the beginning of the small intestine our body releases enzymes that break down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. And so this is where a lot of the work goes on. And we want those molecules broken down so they can get absorbed and you absorb more nutrition, but also so, again, you don't have those bigger molecules that are just sitting in the intestine and fermenting and producing gas and bloating. So the food reaches your small intestine about 2 or 3 hours after you eat. So if you get gas and bloating then, you know it's a small intestine issue and you definitely should go to your doctor for that one. Okay, so we have these enzymes that get shot out into the small intestine. How can we increase those enzymes naturally? Well, they are found in some food. You could find them in fermented foods, papaya, pineapple, honey. So those are some things you can do. And you can also, again, consume those bitter herbs. Bitter herbs are so good for you. They help produce the stomach acid, but they also help increase the production of bile and digestive enzymes. So that includes things like eating a bitter salad with your meal, something like an arugula salad or dandelion greens. We just don't get enough bitter foods in our diet in North America. You can take supplements. Often at the health food store you could buy a tincture, and this one isn't so bad to take regularly, but you could buy a bitters tincture and put it under your tongue just before you eat, and that will help release those digestive enzymes. You could also try herbs like dandelion root or dandelion leaf tea. I love a product called Dandy Blend. I consume it all the time before I eat. It tastes like coffee. It's really good. Burdock and yellow dock are also some herbs that you could take to help with those digestive enzymes. All right, so we've broken the food down in our small intestine, and then after about 4 or 5 hours of consuming the food, it reaches your large intestine, where what's left over, anything else left over, gets absorbed, broken down more and absorbed, hopefully. It dehydrates the stool so you can poop it out later. So it's a very important part of the process. And here's where we find our microbiome. I know, finally talking about the microbiome. But here we have our good bacteria. So we have our residential good bacteria that live there all the time. They will further break down your food, produce those enzymes, produce beneficial metabolites for the rest of the body. So if you experience gas and bloating 5 or 6 hours after eating, it could mean that your microbiome isn't as healthy as it could be. And unlike some of the other suggestions, which, you could try bitter herbs or try lemon and water, you'll start to feel that right away. When you start working on your microbiome, that's a slower process. So don't expect results right away. So what can we do to improve our microbiome? Well, of course, I love them, fermented foods. You could eat fermented foods. They contain prebiotic fibers that actually feed your good bacteria. And they also contain those probiotics. Or you could take a supplement, like a probiotic supplement, but fermented foods are much better. You also just need to eat more fiber in general. These will feed the good bacteria, but that fiber will help push everything through your colon. And you need a lot of insoluble fiber, which is found in plant materials. So you want to increase your amount of vegetables, fruit, grains, beans, and lentils. I know it's pretty simple. It's very basic advice here, but eat your veggies is all it really is, and you may notice a huge difference. Last but not least, to increase digestion in your large intestine, you want to make sure you're moving, that you're exercising, maybe do some yoga with some twisting and turning, and just get blood flowing to that area. And there's specific yoga poses for gas and bloating, so check those out. All right, well, again, a basic overview about what you can do for gas and bloating as you age. I hope you enjoyed this journey. If you have, please subscribe below, like this video, all that YouTube-y stuff. I'll be posting more videos. I'm going to get better at this for sure. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Bye.